The black and white photographs, stark yet alive with quiet grace, captured through the lens of life's Cornell Kappa, 1947. Within their monochrome depths, there linger the figures of teenage girls, poised yet carefree, from Highland Park High School, creatures of that peculiar mid-century moment when youth teetered on the cusp of invention. For these girls, in their pleated skirts and button sweaters, the camera immortalizes not merely fashion, but a fleeting elegance, as though they were unaware of the burden of time. This, after all, was the dawn of the teenager, a term yet tender from its birth in 1941. By 1944, the glossy pages of 17 magazine had arrived like a herald of youth, trumpeting the desires and concerns of this new breed, these liminal beings caught between girlhood and womanhood. The magazine, with its breathless devotion to style, catered to those who were neither child nor adult, but something vibrant, something untamed. In those days, the wardrobe of the teenage girl was as prescribed as a ritual. Pleated plaid skirt, practical and perennial, fluttered just below the knee, snug sweater drawn over a demure blouse, white bobby socks rose like tame banners, and on their feet, loafers or saddle shoes clapped against the pavements. It was an ensemble that struck a delicate balance, sufficiently formal for school, yet easy enough for the mischief that followed. Adornments were sparse, for such things were distractions from the heart of youth. A simple chain necklace, perhaps, or a bracelet. These small tokens were enough. Air was swept back, as though these young women might at any moment be called into a dance, a race, or a dream. Over time, the currents of fashion shifted. Lightly, subtly. Socks rolled lower, jewelry glinted differently. But the essence of this look held firm into the early 1950s. One garment in particular reigned supreme, a sloppy Joe sweater. Oversized, almost comically so, it draped over the shoulders in a loose, boxy fit, an embodiment of youthful nonchalance. How different this was from the sleek, fitted sweaters adored by the so-called sweater girls of the silver screen, whose woolen silhouettes became an icon of the era's more glamorous side. Wool brushed to a soft, ethereal fuzz, Angora especially, was a sensation on the fashion stage. And as the decade unfurled, so too did new fancies. Sweaters sprouted motifs, embroidered birds, flowers, insects, like a garden growing against the backdrop of war's shadow and post-war renewal. Yet beyond the fashion, there stands Highland Park High School itself, a place steeped in its own peculiar history, bricks heavy with the weight of years. Situated north of Dallas in the genteel sweep of University Park, its origins lie in the yellow-bricked Armstrong School, where, in 1915, children studied with no thought of the ages yet to come. It wasn't until 1922, with the acquisition of new ground, the high school took its own form, rising with intent upon Normandy Avenue. The year following saw the arrival of the 10th grade, and after that, the 11th. Until at last, in 1924, Highland Park Independent School District stood tall enough to celebrate its first class of graduates. 34 in number, their futures yet unwritten. 11 years of education were then enough to unlock the gates of college, though it wasn't until 1937 that the school, with a solemn nod to the passing of time, added a 12th year, joining the ranks of those institutions bound to the new standard. In those early days, like the teenage girls who posed, unaware, for Kappa's camera, the school too teetered between past and future, on the edge of a world that was still learning what it meant to be modern. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel for more content. Also, don't forget to share this video with your friends. We appreciate your support. Bye.